Good morning, ELED 450 students. My name is Katie Anderson, and I will be your instructor for ELED 450. This is a re-recording of class. We had a little technology glitch yesterday in terms of getting class recorded. Typically, the class recordings that you'll see are going to be what's going on in face-to-face class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So they will get posted after class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It takes some time for them to screen and download those videos, and then they will be posted, and I'm going to show you what that's going to look like in just a minute on your news feed. Unfortunately, yesterday we had a technology glitch. Our technology helper had forgotten to put the hard drive back into our recording room when we had class, and so what happened was I was unable to record since he was at a meeting and out of office. So you're getting the recording a little bit later than normal, and I do apologize for that. I just didn't have the keys to his office, nor did I know where he stored the hard drive. So this is a Google Hangout video that you're seeing right now, and occasionally you'll see these videos as opposed to the video stream that you'll see normally. You'll see these videos if for some reason the downloading of the video during class doesn't work or it doesn't happen. Typically that would only be in the case of bad weather and I don't make it to campus. I live in Sioux Falls, and so I commute, and if the weather's bad enough, occasionally I'll have class online as opposed to having class face-to-face, and in that case I would record a Google Hangout video. Or any other instance of missed class. For example, on Friday, I won't be in class, so I'll be making a Google Hangout video, and then I just make sure to message you the link so that you can see the Google Hangout live broadcast. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull up our PowerPoint from class on Monday and walk you through the information that our students got in class yesterday. So if you could hold on just a second. Oops. Need to screen share. And then I will pull up our class PowerPoint. So this is ELED 450, K through 8 reading methods, and like I said before, I'm your instructor, Katie Anderson. What you'll find is that the dynamics of this class are perhaps a little bit different than you've been in before. It's actually a fairly large class this semester. We have 50 students. About 20 of the students are face-to-face with me in the classroom. There are also about 20, just under 20, that are taking the class in Brookings. And so they are live in class, but they're at a different location, and we are communicating through the DDN system. And then there are you guys that watch the course videos online. So the videos, like I said, get posted after each class period, and it takes a little while for those to load and get put up onto the website. One of the things I will do every day for you guys when I have the videos is I'll share what the learning targets are for that particular lesson. This lesson is fairly self-explanatory. We're going to get to know each other, and so I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to go over the suggested course and required course materials, and then talk about some things on the syllabus. There are going to be a couple of things that we did in face-to-face class, these little online games that you will not be able to do just because those happen in live time, but I've got some alternate things for you to do as well. I'll explain those in just a minute. So who I have in my online section is Cassandra, Jamie, Ashley, Vicky, Amber, Ashley, Jessica, Zoe, Jennifer, Melissa, and Ryan. So I just wanted to give you a quick shout out and welcome to class. And the next slide is going to show you what the video is going to look like when it's actually there, and hopefully it will be there soon. So what you're going to see when you are on your homepage for our course on D2L, you're going to see this in the news feed. It's going to be called Video Streaming of Classes, and there's going to be a link that you can click on that says ELED 450 Video. When you click on that link, it's going to bring you to this video streaming and downloads link, and it's going to be for each day of the class. This is last semester's. I am still waiting on Tyler to send me that video link, and as soon as he does, I will send it out to you. And I apologize about the delay. I think that they just kind of got bombarded in that office, and so we're just kind of waiting on them to get through some of that stuff. So with that being said, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I got my undergrad degree at the University of South Dakota. I was there from 99 to 2003. I got my degree in elementary education, and I had endorsements in kindergarten and middle school science, reading, and social studies. I got hired to teach in a middle school in Rapid City after I graduated. So I taught at Dakota Middle School in Rapid City for 8 years. When I was there, I taught 7th grade science and 7th grade reading. After the 8th year, Dakota closed and it got renovated and turned into an alternative high school, and we opened a new middle school, East Middle School. So I moved to East Middle School for my last 2 years of K-12 teaching, and I taught 8th grade science and 6th grade reading at East Middle School. Let's see. During my stay at Dakota Middle School, actually about my 2nd year teaching, I started my master's degree through Black Hills State. My master's degree is in curriculum and instruction, and I also have a science specialist endorsement. And so through that, I was able to really, I feel like, gain some deeper knowledge about teaching as I was learning about and able to apply it immediately to the classroom that I was working in. So I would recommend that for you guys down the road once you start teaching, to think about getting your master's degree at the same time. After I finished my master's degree, I did my national board certification, which is kind of a rigorous process of writing and analysis of self-practice. It's a reflective process. There's about 100 or so teachers in South Dakota that are national board certified, but what it does for you is it kind of gives you this elite status on your teaching certificate, and it makes it a little bit easier for you to get teaching certificates in other states. So through the processes of all that work and teaching, I was fortunate enough to get named the South Dakota Teacher of the Year for 2013. And so that really has kind of been the springboard for how I changed career paths, essentially. And not career paths, but now I'm at the university level, obviously, as opposed to K-12. So through the Teacher of the Year program, I got to travel the country and actually the world. I've gone to China to learn about education there. I've gone to space camp. I've gotten to meet with legislators and our United States Secretary of Education, Arnie Duncan. I had the chance to briefly meet the President of the United States in a ceremony, and I got to get my picture taken with him in the Oval Office, which was very exciting, one of those lifelong career memories. And also through the Teacher of the Year program, I had an opportunity to begin my terminal degree. I'm working on my EDD in Reading and Literacy Leadership through Walden University. Have about 1.5 years under my belt with that program. So anyways, that's kind of me in a nutshell. And now I am a Trojan, and I'm living in Sioux Falls and working at Dakota State University, commuting most days during the week, and I'm really enjoying the university setting. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you about myself. In addition to my professional timeline, I do have a family, and if I'm not doing work or studying for my degree, that's what I'm doing. I'm spending time with them. So I have 3 kids. I have Emma. She's 8 years old. She's a 3rd grader at JFK Elementary. Liam is a kindergartner at JFK Elementary this year. And then my youngest is Maggie. She's 20 months old, and she's a spitfire, to say the least. So those are my children, and I am also married and have a husband. His name is Nate, and he works for Complete Media in Sioux Falls, and so we're excited to be new members of the community here. So one of your first assignments was to introduce yourself via discussion. So if you could just on the discussion board, and you're going to see, and I'll pull up D2L actually in just a second, could you post your name, where you're from, something interesting you did over break, and what your dream teaching job is. And that way we can start to get to know each other. So I'm just going to pull up our D2L actually real quick here. So hold on. When you go into ELED 450 D2L, you're going to see this information. There's no news items to display at this time, but once I get that link, I'll put that in there for the typical day-to-day videos. But when you go into content, you're going to see a couple of different things. You're going to see all of our PowerPoints, which I think several of you have already discovered. You're going to see the assignments for the week. I do this for my classes that are both online and face-to-face. Sometimes you'll see things that say online students only. That's because you are not doing some of the things that we're doing in class, so I do some supplemental things. Most of the time, everybody turns in the same assignments. So you'll see all students if it's something for everybody to do, and online only if it's something for you to do, and it just walks you through what you're supposed to do. So it says to introduce yourself on the online discussion board, include where you are from, something interesting about yourself, your dream teaching job, and then in addition, review the course syllabus and post any questions that you may have on the discussion. So if you go into the discussion board, you're going to see online student discussions, and then you're also going to see all student discussions. It looks like 5 of you have already posted on there. That's fantastic. So once you click into there, you're just going to walk through that process, and I'm going to get a chance here in just a minute to reply to you. So thanks for getting that done already. So that's where the discussions are, and that's how you differentiate between if it's for you or for everyone. Pull up my course PowerPoint again. So this is where my office hours are. They are in KC 139. This is my office phone number. Now, you guys, that doesn't probably mean a whole lot to you since you're online students, although you're welcome to come visit me on campus anytime. I'm also more than happy to Skype with you, and my Skype name is on D2L, or we could have a phone call and go over any questions that you might have. My office hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:20 to 9 o'clock, from 12 to 2, from 10 to 11, and from 1 to 2. Tuesdays, I typically am working from home. However, I would be, if you set up an appointment, more than happy to visit with you on Tuesdays. Same with Thursdays. Sometimes I'm on campus, sometimes I'm working from home. But either way, I would be happy to set up an appointment with you on Thursdays as well if that's what works best. My teaching schedule on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday essentially goes from 9 to noon, and then from 2 to 3. So those would be the times that I would be difficult to get a hold of. So these are some announcements that I shared with our face-to-face and DDN students. I'm not going to be in class on Friday, January 16th, so I'm actually going to post another video like this for everyone, and I'll be recording that video either later on today or Thursday will be when I record the video and get it up for you so that you can work through the Friday assignments. And there just is no class on Monday, January 19th because of Martin Luther King Day, so I just wanted to remind you of that. One of the things that I had my face-to-face students do was that I had them sign up for Remind. This is more applicable to face-to-face students because if there's something that I need to, if there's bad weather or something that goes on with my family and I am unable to get to face-to-face classes, would be how I'm going to communicate that with them. However, I will also use this to remind you of major assignment due dates and that sort of thing. So as online students, you're more than welcome to sign up for this as well. All you have to do is, it's a text message system. So you're in the body of your message, you would type in at ELED 450, and this would be the number that you would send the message to. If you send that message, it's going to reply to you asking you to send your name for me, and I will get to see then who signed up. And then what I can do then is go into that app on my phone and send out messages to the entire class very efficiently. So please feel free to sign up for that if you would like to. Course materials. The Art of Teaching Reading by Lucy Calkins is our text. You'll also need to have access to the Common Core standards. In the DSU bookstore, there are paper copies of the Common Core standards that are already printed, and they're on a little spiral binding system. And I think they're $7 or $8, but you can also print out the standards on this website, or you could just use them on the website. It's completely up to you. I recommend printing them just because I like to write on them, and it's something that you're going to want to have access to all the time once you start teaching as well. So that's just something to think about. This is not a required thing to do, but the International Reading Association is a good thing to join because it will help you to get just other sources and viewpoints on the processes of teaching reading. I'm a member, and I tend to post articles that I think are interesting, or sometimes have them be part of your assignments. But it would just be one of those professional organizations that you could join as a student that would give you just more additional information if you're interested. So I put that on there as an optional. This is something that we did in class that we're not going to do. So now what we're going to talk about is your first assignment. So I want you to just do some self-assessing for me on our course objectives. The course, the Reading Methods course, is really about understanding how to effectively teach reading and what the components of a balanced literacy classroom are. So if you take a look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different objectives. Students will understand the structures necessary in a reading curriculum for elementary and middle school teaching. Students will understand the Common Core reading standards and be able to unpack the standards into learning targets or objectives when planning grade-appropriate reading lessons. Students will participate in model reading lessons that can be immediately applied in their future teaching in reading. Students will gain a beginning understanding of assessment and differentiation for reading instruction. Students will become familiar with strategies that are effective to teach reading within the content area, such as science, social studies, and math. And students will design reading workshop-style lessons for K through 8 students to teach during a level 2 field experience. So you will have a field experience, just kind of a sidetrack here. In this class, about a month and a half in, we will begin. And you will be placed, hopefully, near where you live in an elementary classroom, and you'll go to that classroom for 1 hour a week, and there will be various tasks that you will complete during that field experience, from observing lessons to teaching lessons to examining the curriculum, and interviewing the teacher. And so that will be happening, like I said, about a month and a half into class. And when that starts, I will no longer hold Friday face-to-face class. So you will not then have the video recordings for Fridays, and that will just be time that is provided to you then to go to your field experience and get some experience in the classroom. And then the final objective, students will understand the importance of collaboration in the teaching and learning process. And so we'll do a lot of collaborative activities. I'll have to manipulate those activities to fit your needs as online students, since you will not be in the class face-to-face with students next to you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is pre-assess yourself. There's a document on D2L. Maybe you have already found it. Essentially, you're going to say, 4, I already know how to do this and could teach about it, if you feel like you really already get an objective. 3, I could pass a test about the topic. 2, I've heard of it. 1, I've never even heard of this. This is completely new to me. And so anyways, how you're going to do this assignment, if you go into D2L, into content, you will see course objectives pre-assessment. And you'll just type right within this document, put your name, and then just note how you were a student so I can keep track of that. And then assign the number, and then explain to me why you gave yourself that ranking, right? So just give me some examples of things that you've done as to why you think that you fully get this topic or information, or why you don't. I guess if you feel like you fully get it, then that's going to be a little bit easier to write about than if you don't. But anyways, if you could just make some comments for me to give that to me. I don't need a super lengthy information here, but I just want to kind of get a feel for where you guys are at in the process of understanding how to teach reading before I get going in class. So it's a little formative assessment for me. You will turn this assignment into the Dropbox. So if you go under assessments, there is Dropbox right there. And you can see that 18 students have already turned it in. So you'll just click on that Dropbox and put it in there. Please let me know if you are since you online students are getting this a little bit late, if you're going to be unable to do this. The due date is January 14th. It should only take about 10 minutes, so I don't anticipate that it is going to be a problem for you to get it done. But if for some reason it is because the video wasn't posted when it was supposed to be and you felt like you needed further explanation to complete this assignment, then please do let me know, and I'll be happy to make some arrangements for you. So once again, welcome to class. I'm excited to have you here. And we will be doing a lot of great things in class. I think you'll really enjoy it. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I will be posting Friday's video, like I said, probably on Thursday, so you can see that. And I will also be posting Wednesday's video, and that will be the first one where you'll see the live stream in the news feed. So let me know if you have any questions about the videos or anything like that. I know it can be kind of confusing since this is set up a little bit differently than perhaps other online classes that you've had. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.